Did you message?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
What about Chris? Did you message Chris?
We're live. Chris is here. Oche, go ahead.
No. Oche, wait for your sister.
Oh.
Wait for your sister 1 minute. Wow. Oh, got Chris there.
Yay! Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Good evening, everyone. We are welcome to another exciting week and exciting topic on Oche Kitchen. But before I go ahead, we have a man of the moment, Benson. Benson, our special someone. Today is his day. And we appreciate Benson a lot, just like Benson has been with us from the get-go. And even behind the scenes, he tries to move Oche Kitchen forward.
Yes,
that's true.
I'm not going to say too much, but Benson, my prayer for you is that your progress in life will never offend anybody.
Amen.
You are deeply appreciated. You're loved. And that's from Oche Kitchen.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And then I would like to especially recognize somebody, Chibuzo. Chibuzo, you deserve a standing ovation because Chibuzo took it upon herself to boost our YouTube audience on her own. She was relentless. She just felt this platform needs to be known by all and sundry. And she didn't just say it, she started working towards it.
That's true.
And in 48 hours, the surge was something else. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Love you, girl.
Thank you. In Abuja, I owe you an outing.
Woo!
Please.
And if you're ever in the New York area, holla.
London, once COVID goes, I'll take you somewhere.
Okay.
London have taken away the restrictions. So
okay, so I'm taking that out next weekend.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I love you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Leslie, it's good to have you here again.
Please, who is Faith? Who is Faith Okereke, please?
Faith is my friend.
Faith Okereke, please. I want to see Faith Okereke. That person is my sister. I am Benson Okereke.
He's a man, oh. Faith is a man.
Okay, so it even makes it better because Faith
Faith is okay.
yeah, it's good. Faith is a man because yes, Benson is saying Faith would have been his sister, but to be honest with you, my heart skipped a bit because Onyenka Bidoro from outside is Zawo Kereke. But thankfully it's a man, so my position remains.
It ever remains.
Faith, we are happy to have you on the show.
Thanks. Yeah.
Please stay with us.
Yeah.
Sometimes Onyem is at work, but he decides to join us all the same. We appreciate you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. I'm on lunch break, so let me just join you guys. The topic is very,
I think we're
very
streaming from somewhere, not Oche kitchen.
Faith sounds like you, Roy, my friend.
Yeah, you hasn't been here in a while.
Yeah, he hasn't been here in a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Faith.
I think, sorry, my apologies. I can't see us on Oche Kitchen. I think we're streaming from somewhere else. Are we?
So we're live on Facebook.
We're live on Facebook. Okay, carry on then. Thank you.
Okay.
Mama, rename yourself.
Okay.
Okay, MM. I don't know if MM wants to say hi to us. In her absence, I would like to say hi. Hi, MM.
Hi.
Good to have you.
How you all doing?
Good.
Hi, ma'am. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I have missed that Taibo so much.
Auntie is here.
And I'm so excited to see her.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, Ataibo. Ataibo, I know.
I do. I forgot, remain.
Nothing they happen.
At all. Okay. So I know that if Nanyam is flexing in Jamaica, and I want to know Onyo Bionubu this afternoon and not ask her how it's going.
It ain't going good, so don't be jealous. Don't worry about it.
Come on, girl. Again, I'm serious. I can't see us on Oche Kitchen. Can anyone see us on Oche Kitchen? Facebook.
I wouldn't know, but it's saying live on Facebook. I wonder where you're
live on Facebook. It could be on another page. So I'm going to go off and go back in. So
don't. That's okay. We can repost. Don't worry about it.
We can always post.
Yeah, we can download and post. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Can post the YouTube link. Wherever we are streaming from, they should have the pleasure of watching us.
Yeah, go to one of our pages. I'll find out in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay.
Don't stress yourself. That's good. We'll download and post later.
So tonight's topic.
We're streaming live on my own page.
For real.
That's totally fine. Totally
you
fine.
have a harem of followers, so it's okay.
Totally fine. Don't worry about it.
And co. So it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get down to business. Tonight we're talking about the things that women hardly tell their partners, shouldn't tell their partners, wouldn't tell their partners. Okay. Most times people say, oh, he's my soulmate. We share any and everything. We talk about everything under the sun. But I am here to tell you guys tonight that that is not completely true. It has nothing to do with being disloyal. It has nothing to do with being secretive. But just like you guys have your bro code, we have things that we keep close to our hearts when it concerns our friends. And when a woman calls somebody her friend, in the true sense of the word, she protects that friend of hers like her child. Okay? So the very first thing that we do not tell our partners is our best friend's secrets. So based on that, I'll give you an example. Sometimes there are things you would want to share, like everybody, most people, unless there's an issue at home, you start off with your better half being your gossip partner. You go to an outing, you come back, did you even see how tight that woman's dress was? She nearly burst in it, and she was putting so much in her plate. It happens, okay? But there are things about our friends that no matter how eager we are to share, we do not share. I have a classmate and friend in the university that when she got married, she had difficulty conceiving. And of course, it brought a lot of problems in the house, okay? And I know what length she went. But till tomorrow, I cannot share that with my husband. Because believe you me, if I was in Lagos with her and she says, Oje, please escort me to this place, I don't think I would say no. Because I know how miserable she had been. She didn't tell her husband because her husband is the type that believes that, oh, if it is not Oyibo medicine, don't even touch it. We know that Yorubas, when they give you abo, all the malaria in your body runs away. It works. They are herbs, okay? So I, for one, did not see anything wrong in her taking herbs. But her husband would never hear of it. So, and I knew the number of times she went to meet the lady that would massage her tummy and try and give her those herbs. So those are the kind of secrets that I would keep for a friend and not tell my husband. So which brings me to my very first question. What secret of your best friend would you keep from your partner? Chibuzo, would you like to take that for me? As a lady, what secret of your best friend would you keep from your partner?
Oh my God.
Your secret day type by type, Abby?
Of course. Personal things like, just like you said, you couldn't tell your husband, you can't tell your husband if in such a situation that you mentioned. I will not tell my husband as well. But other gossip like, oh, we went out, we hanged out, this and that. Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, but I can't tell my husband the personal thing about my friend because I don't want my husband to look down at my friend. You know.
And form an opinion about her. Meanwhile, you are okay with it. Okay. Ataibo, would you like to say something? What secret of your best friend would you keep away from your partner?
Everything, actually. Why you laughing now? No, because my friend is my friend and not my husband's friend.
No, I'm not talking.
You know, so anything my friend tells me is my business.
Friends.
Everything she tells me is my business.
Ideas,
anything.
You know, so I'm just...
Sorry, I've muted him.
Okay. Yeah, so everything my friend tells me is our business. Anything she wants my husband to know, let her feel free to tell him. So there's nothing I will discuss with my husband and say, okay, my point is that anything I tell my husband, as well as the fact that he will look down on my friend, he will look down on me too, whether I like it or not.
It's true.
He will judge me because if I like my friend and take my friend for who she is, he will say, it must be the same. He might not have the courage to tell me, but the day an opportunity will arise for him to use that to insult me, say, you are all the same. I knew it that day. You know? So no need for me to insult myself, insult my friend, or not. I don't need for anybody to insult us. We'll keep our friendship away from the men. It's as simple as that. Because what I might think is nothing might mean a lot to him.
Exactly.
You know? So it's okay, I'll give you it's not the same. I'll give you a short example. When I got married, I had a child and I was having problems. And I always said, I would like to have my children for the same men. Yeah. So I told my best friend and I said, this must give me wahala. God, just let me get pregnant for the second one, then he can go. I don't mind. He, in all innocence, went to her and said, I'm having problems with your friend. What will we do? What can we do? What can you do to help us? She said, I don't know, but I don't think it's a good time for you to be having a second child.
Who said that? Your
my
friend said that?
My friend said that to my husband.
Wow.
And she knew your plan. She knew you had a plan.
I told her.
And
he came back and told me. I still got pregnant. I still got pregnant with the second child. But I told her that would be the last time I tell her anything again. And there was nothing she could say to justify why she said that to me.
And of course, nothing. That's a betrayal.
It's a betrayal. That's what I'm saying, you know. So sometimes you don't know And we all have friends that we like and we love and whatever. Do they love you the way you love them? Do they want what's best for you the way you want what's best for them? We assume a lot when it comes to friendship.
That you would have kept her secret for her. That's why you feel this bad.
Oh yeah, I've kept lots of secrets for her. I'm still keeping secrets for her. I'm still keeping secrets for her till today. Because I don't do me, I do you. I'm not that way inclined.
That's the point. We know the vindictive ones among us. You're not.
Yeah, if I may, remember we had a show, we were talking about friendship, and I was saying that people have friends for different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can have, and I was saying I have different best friends. So somebody said it's not possible. No, there's a friend that can keep a secret. There's a friend that can take you to a bar and get drunk. There's a friend that you guys want to do bad things and keep it. What happens in Jamaica stays in Jamaica. You know what I mean? You have friends. A friend that can keep a secret might not be somebody who drinks and you like to do all those things. So yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to tell you.
Okay, I was going to come to you actually to ask you what kind of secrets you would keep for your friend.
Me?
Yeah.
The only secret I'll keep for her is cheating, nothing else. I discuss everything. I like talking to my partner. The only thing I say, if she steps out of a relationship, I ain't telling nobody.
And I know, I just told her partner then that I like tying to rapper. I'm a boy.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you. Anytime you meet a friend, if my man meets Informer for the first time, I'll tell you, I'll break down Informer for you. Nothing about it, just tell you he's Informer. Me and Informer used to break people's cupboards, me and Informer used to, so that you know the kind of person Informer. And I tell, when my friends come to my house, I tell them who my husband is. This is the way he is. So if he's asking you ABC, this is what he wants to know. So be careful. So I do that. Yeah. The only thing I'll keep away is stepping out. That's it. Because my friends are good people. There's nothing else. We're not, it's not as if we're doing anything bad. You know what I mean? So, The only thing I'm going to share is maybe our experiences, things we go through and everything, which is life. Yeah. So that's it for me.
Would you keep, what kind of secret would you keep?
All the secrets, and coincidentally for me and my partner, I discovered from day one that we cannot be that kind of friends, that he will keep things for me. So whatever the little one he knows, he will use it. So from the get-go, I knew not to tell him anything about my friends. So yeah, that's true. And again, like Ati said, they are my friends. They are not his friends. Yeah, and there's so much we can talk about outside my friends. So much. Yeah.
Adibeli, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Just like Ijoma said, and Ifoma. I won't tell my husband anything about my friends because he's somebody you will tell, and when you have an argument, you use it against you. So I wouldn't. I won't tell him nothing. Nothing. Not even about if there are secrets my family are keeping, I will never tell him that. Because money I call it, you go.
So I would not. In a glass house. So if you tell him shit about your family, I'm sure somebody will tell you things, even if he doesn't tell you. Somebody will tell you things about his family to say to.
So I don't tell him nothing. We talk about him only. Not anything for my friends is because he'll say you're just like Ataibo said, you're just like them. Tomorrow when you say that, that's how your friends are. That's how all of you are. So I don't discuss anything with him. My business is my business. Yeah.
Thank you.
But you know what? I take exception to
Benson, don't worry. Benson, I'm gonna come to you. I want to get.
No, don't come to me, please.
There should be a reaction from the men.
I must come to you. So, Chi, can you take this question for me, please? I don't know if she's listening in or if she can talk.
She is there.
Yeah, I know she's here, but I don't know if she's disposed to talk.
Are you talking to me?
Yes,
Are you on top of something?
Chi, I said, what
maybe
of your best friend would you keep away from your partner?
Say that again.
What secret of your best friend would you keep away from your partner?
Everything.
Adamazi, go ahead. Adamazi, go ahead.
Because, I'm sorry, men, we have men in the forum, but I'm sorry to say this because most times, most men, when you tell them something like, okay, you're excited, you want to gist with your partner and all that, and at the end of the day, if something happens, they use it against you, or in their mind, they start thinking or wondering,
wow.
This one, my wife is telling me this. What if? So you don't want to say anything that will put you in a position of what if, or the man start thinking, what if, So in that case, you shut your mouth up.
Okay. I think we've exhausted the aspect of your friend's secret.
Do you want reaction from the men, Oche, on this before you go ahead? Ben was itchy.
Benson, you have something to say? Do you have any reservations about me not telling you that Mama has been building a house in Orifite?
Well, like you all have been saying, I have nothing, but I have two sides of this game now. Two sides of it. I'll go the first side. The first side is both of them were naked and they were not ashamed.
Exactly.
Tell me anything you want to tell me. Trust me to keep it for you. That's me. I will keep it for you. The second person will not hear it because you told me a secret. Now the other side, well, like they said, sometimes there are certain things that might happen. Reflections of those things you told him will come up. He'll be like, maybe this thing she told me, maybe she's even doing same. So that's the other aspect of it. But for me, I'm not going to dwell on the other aspect of it. I will dwell on the one that has to do between us. Somebody said something. I don't know what the person. Somebody just wrote something.
Oh, Benson DJ.
I was going to say something to that effect. Benson, like you said, you will keep it, okay? And even though everybody has had experiences where maybe they've been taunted with what they said about their friends and stuff like that, it doesn't necessarily follow that when I tell you, you're going to tell it so. But believe you me, you're going to have an impression. Like
that's what.
You understand? And there are places that you would look at and say, hey, this woman, should she have even gone to this herbalist? Do you understand? You think it in your head. That's the angle I'm coming from. I'm not even talking about you.
Flyover Basarun.
You
can think whatever you want to think. I don't care. I cannot control what somebody else thinks about me. I cannot. What I can control is me. Yeah. So flyover
Basarun.
Okay. So that's okay. That's you. You're not going to tell. At this point, I would like Mama to take the second question.
Yeah, the second question obviously is, now, it may not be termed a secret to some people. To some, they might see it as a secret. When you lend money to your friend, will you tell your partner? Or lend them maybe food? It could be food, could be clothing.
Mama, let me get it right. We are listing things we shouldn't tell our partners. Okay? So are you saying now that when you lend her your clothes, you're not going to tell?
That's the question.
So we're adding clothes to, no, before you ask the audience questions, you need to tell them. Like I said, my friend's secret, I'm not going to tell. Before I ask them what kind of secret they would keep. So are you adding clothing and money to the list of things we shouldn't tell?
No, I want to find out what the viewers think about these items and this action. Lending food, money, and clothing, right, to your friend, do you consider that, is it a secret? Is this something you can share with your partner? Or is it something you keep for them? So there are two questions there. Things that them borrowing from you, borrowing items like this, do you consider it a secret affair and you wouldn't share? Let's go with the ladies again. Actually, do you mind? Oh, Mata has her hand up. Mata, go on.
Okay, I think it depends on that particular partner. There are some partner that you can tell certain things. Yes, number one, I mean, secret is secret, right? So if secret is, if my friend's secret is a secret that I know, I'm not going to tell my partner. Okay. But if it's something that had to do with this last items that you listed, food, clothing, and
they're borrowing from you, yeah. Do you consider
so
that a secret?
for that category, that category again, it also depends on how I see it. Number one, how I see it with that my partner, and number two, how I see it with that my friend that I'm going to give those clothing to. So if it's a friend that, you know, of course, which is the most common one, that they don't like you talking about, oh, I gave my friend this clothes, this shoes, or this bag, and so on and so forth. Some friends, they don't like it. There are some ladies' friends. While there are some friends, they don't mind. I mean, they don't mind. Even they will be the one to even tell someone else, Ijoma gave me this clothes.
Ijoma wouldn't mind.
Right? Yeah,
I wouldn't. That's
like
me
personally, I won't mind. I won't mind when it comes to the items, right? I would even flaunt itself. I would tell people, this matter, I like this your shoe. I'll say, is the farmer that gave me this shoe? I mean, I've been looking for the size. That's like my kind of person, right? While there are some ladies, you know, in that aspect, they wouldn't want you. They would even want to advertise self to say that X number of person give them the shoe. Now, for the partner side, it also depends. If I have a partner that sometimes there are times that my own husband will tell me, if he looks at the wardrobe, it just feels like my clothes are occupying these things and everything. And maybe through gist is not like a gist, like, you know, there are these kind of friends that your husband will know that you two went to secondary school and maybe she's not doing very well, maybe that kind of thing. So jokingly, maybe if he's going through your closet and he sees so many clothes and you're like, these things you're not wearing it now, go and give it to Chinwe now. You know Chinwe no get work. You know that, you know, that kind of thing. So for him, it's not like a big deal. So in that aspect, I mean, I can tell him for that area. Then food. When it comes to food own, you won't, for me, I think that one is most common. If food is at home and you're not eating it, I'm not eating it. In front of you, I'm giving it out to people in front of you. So it's not like, it's not a hidden thing. So that's my... So
you wouldn't consider it a secret?
For food? No, it depends. That's why I said it's two-way side, right? If it's on the left-hand side of the friend I want to give that food, and I know her personality is this kind of person that will not want it to be known, then it will be a secret for me, right? Not like letting my husband. But if it's someone that don't care, like me, you give me carton of Indomie. By the time I'm getting home, I'm shouting, hey, Farmer gave me carton of Indomie. So I'm the one announcing it, right? So it depends on the individual.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Leslie's hand is up. Is Leslie a man or a woman?
Leslie's a woman, though.
Leslie's a man. Leslie, let's hear what you do.
She's one of my good friends. One of my buddies.
All right, Leslie, go ahead. Let's see.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hello everybody.
Hello.
I want to say hello. Yeah, I want to say first of all, are we talking about the dynamics between two partners? You know, because that matters. You know, that is what determines how communication flows between both of them. If you have that kind of relationship with your partner, whereby you can feel free to share information very freely, then there's a likelihood that, at some point you might share information which, you shouldn't really share. But then I took note of a couple of things where people were talking, and I'm saying something about communication between partners is a major factor you have to look at. Some people, are not in a relationship whereby they can, be free with each other. You get me? And this has nothing to do whether the man respects you or whether you respect the man. It's just how your relationship has developed over time. If you, some people are married to husbands who they don't necessarily see as friends. You see him as, husband. So if you don't have that communication, then, that's the thing. Number two, I always believe that as rational human beings, we should be pragmatic with, everything, our money, our time, and our communication as well. The information that we have, you have to be pragmatic about it. So when it comes to, you say, sharing secrets, if it was meant to be a secret, why?
What happened?
He's muted.
Leslie's always having calls. We know that. You should know that by now.
Leslie, you're muted. Yeah. You're mute again. What's going on? I think a call is disrupting him.
Yeah, sorry. That was a call coming in. Sorry about that. So, like I said, I feel that if it's meant to be a secret, so let's say Ifoma and Ijoma, they had they shared an experience, and which Ijoma would know that this is not meant to be public knowledge. And when I say public knowledge, your partner is part of the public. You get my point? So if it's not meant to be public knowledge, why are you sharing it? You don't have to share it. If you share it and your partner misuses it, because he wasn't there when Ife and Ijoma, had the experience. He wasn't there. Because Ijoma was there, she would understand how important this experience, or how powerful, or how meaningful, or what the whole thing is. Okay, let's say for instance, if he had to go to a herbalist, to be able to conceive.
Do something.
Yeah, because Ijoma was there, Ijoma would understand how massive this thing is to Ife. Ijoma's partner was not there. So he can't have that same, he can't feel that same emotion or be in that same frame of mind that, if he was there, then he would have seen it differently. But because he wasn't there, then, he doesn't share that thing. So if he misuses that information, you're not blaming the man. It's the person who gave out that information in the first place. That's my point. So I'm saying just be pragmatic with the information.
Okay, sorry, Leslie. Leslie, before you round up, you as a partner who, in quotes, assumes that you've married a friend, if you find out that she's keeping that secret, because it's a secret, even though it's between her and her friend, but in you believe that in this relationship, we are not holding back, even though you're holding back something, or everybody's holding back something. Would you be happy that she's holding something back? Benson said, both of you go naked on the bed, finding out that there's something she holds very close to her heart and she's not letting it out to you. And Lord, how will you feel about it?
My dear, it means absolutely nothing. Okay. Let me say this. It means there's something my father used to say to me as a young man, and I grew up with that. He said, you always have to maintain a little bit of mystery about yourself to whoever you're dealing with.
Very important.
Okay. Yeah, you have to maintain that. And believe me, my wife has her life. She has her friends. She has her own dynamics with her friends. I'm not part of it. So I don't have to feel anyhow if I find out that, well, if that had to be my knowledge, I would have been in the experience with them. So if I wasn't there, it means nothing. And I don't have to feel like, okay, if she's holding this back, or who knows what else. She's entitled to hold back as much as she wants to hold back, because in her own judgment, if she feels that, listen, I'm not sharing this information with Leslie, it's absolutely fine. That's her choice.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong about that.
Yeah, let's wait. I can see a piece of paper in front of you. You've made notes. You've been taking lectures from this class. You pay us. What I'll suggest is, I hope it's okay, girls. Let Ijoma ask the next question. Then let's get reactions from the men about this. I did.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you. Even I want you believe it for life. Let's talk about all the good things. Anyway, all right. Since you format threw the baton to me, I'm gonna ask about dick size. So women, I know we marry for different reasons and stuff like that, but no matter the reason why we marry, at times sex might be a problem or not be a problem. So my question is, I have a friend who complained that the husband's dick is too big. So at times it's not even about being small or too big. So some people can handle big, some people can handle small. So it depends. So do you discuss size with your best friends or friends? Or can you tell people or tell other people, like, oh gosh, assuming you have how do I put it? Assuming you have a best friend that told you that the husband's thing is too big for her or too small for her, would you tell your husband? So I'm going to go with Ify. Can you answer that? Because I'm using my phone. I have to look for the girls that are
like I said earlier, I found out early on in my relationship that we don't share because it will be used against you in the court of law.
So you don't share anything with your husband at all?
There's a lot to talk about in the house. Cleaning, children, socks, food. Yeah,
and Ataibo said the same thing.
Yeah.
So Ataibo is going to give me the same answer. So let me ask Martha. Martha, will you share it? Like if your friend tells you that, oh gosh, it's too big or too small, will you share with your friend?
With your partner?
Yeah.
With my partner.
Share with your partner? Yeah.
Please come again with the question.
Like if I tell you, oh my gosh, his dick is too big, I can't handle it. Will you tell, oh gosh, Jasper, did you hear what Ijoma just said? Will you tell?
No, I mean, in that context, I will not. But if it depends on if I have a friend, a girlfriend that I mean, maybe we've come a long way. There's nothing we don't talk about.
So would you tell me? Would you like? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, if I have a friend that we share everything, crazy, stupid, nonsense thing, all sorts, and I've from over time, I've tested the loyalty of that friend. I know that friend in and out over years, right? Me personally, I wouldn't have any problem sharing that. But again, it comes on the way I want to share it. If it's like we're talking, just in things that it's along that kind of discussion, then if it comes up, I will say it. But I personally, I won't be so comfortable just picking up my phone, like pick up a call and say, I want to tell you something, the size of my husband is like this, like no. But if it's just in our crazy moments, talking and just talking all sorts of stuff, right?
No, sorry, Martha, I think you're mixing it up. Ijoma has told you about hers. Will you share with your own partner?
Jasper, will you share with
that one? For that, I said no.
All right. Okay, that's fine. Then Binta, can you take
I will not if it's coming from. Right. But if I have a friend, let's say maybe it's this Ijoma and
no, we're talking about partners matter. That's fine. Yeah. Bim, are you here? Binta, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Would you tell your husband that I said my man's dick is big?
The information is of no use for him. Will he call you to advise you on what to do, or will he show you his own?
So you will not share. Okay.
Tomorrow you will judge me and say, so that's what people will discuss. Who knows if you've told them how my own is?
Exactly. The same way we talk, trust me, the same way we talk, men talk.
That's it now. So tomorrow he will tell me.
The same way we talk about sizes and everything, men talk about they do. Yeah. Pam, you want to share something with us?
What was the question? Are you gonna tell if your friend tells you?
Yeah, like if you're assuming you're best friends with your husband, assuming in a perfect like relationship, you're best friends with your husband, you guys share everything. Dustin, like Dustin, Latoro, gets in Dustin. Na ijoma wonyara man, ijoma fu, ijoma sinade. Na her man tore her up today because he's too big. Like, will you tell him that kind of thing?
Hell no.
Okay.
Ana togodi sugar. Hell no, because one day it's going to turn against you.
Yeah.
One day that sugar will be bitter.
Okay. All right. I guess women keep a lot of secrets. Men, open your ears. Okay, Ati, my final. Ati, before we go back to reaction from the men.
About dick size to another man?
Yeah, like
Nah. Because what I said to him is not what he's going to hear. What he is going to hear is that his own is not big enough for me, and I want another one.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to him is not what he's going to hear. So I'm not going to pander to his insecurities.
Okay, what if you say it in a context? I have a friend that whenever the husband comes up, says she runs away. She runs. You know what I mean? So what if she tells you in that context?
For support, yeah. Will you go to your husband to give advice as a man?
Like you're talking about her, you're talking about me. I tell you, oh my God, this guy tears me up. Whenever he comes to the room, I run away. Like in a good moment with your man and everything, and you guys are talking about something like that.
When we talk about ourselves, I have many male friends. I can go to them for counseling. I don't have to go to my husband for counseling for my friend.
Right.
Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you. So you guys will talk about dick size, so that's good.
No,
so
not other people's dick. His own, between me and him, yeah, but not nobody else.
Okay. I will tell, just to let you know, so don't tell me. I'm going to tell. So Oche, take it away for the men reaction, yeah.
There are some comments there, Oche. You want to go through them? I won't tell you anything, idiot.
I know everything already about you, so you don't need to.
Oche, you're mute. Oche?
She's talking to her husband about us. That's it. Nothing else.
I'm not a snitch. So Ike is asking Ataibo what size she's talking about.
Is that the only comment you saw?
Yes.
In all the 10 comments,
that comment is Jari.
Please, because in all seriousness, Oche, sorry to cut in. I'm thinking there's something else that came to mind when we had the meeting the other day. Joint venture. When I have a business with my friend, and that's a side hustle, and I don't share it with my partner, have I committed a sin? So that could come at the back of the men's
I don't think that's right. I
should tell.
Yeah,
I shouldn't tell. Hey, Ijoma, I wouldn't tell. It's not his business.
What if something happens to you tomorrow?
No, Informer, you should tell. It's business.
You have kids, you have to tell him so that something happens to you.
So that somebody in your family should know.
I'll tell my mommy.
You have to.
My husband will want me to contribute more if I tell him. So anyway, Oche, over to reactions from men. Ben, you're up for it.
Okay.
Ikenna.
Ma.
You're on spotlight, go on. What's your reaction from Alades?
Yeah, it depends on the husband anyway. Your husband is the kind of person that does not welcome you helping other people or having things to do with other people. Where there'll be fire in the house. That doesn't mean you cannot confide in someone in case something happens tomorrow that you can talk to, that will have a backup on the transactions made. But I want to dig you a kind of person and where you go on a leave on you. Give you more money, make another transaction so that he gets saved outside the one normal. If you tell him, he will also want to start eating from that transaction. He won't even be happy because, this type of money, not like you have made joint venture. It becomes an issue. So telling depends on who you married. Did you marry your friend? Did you marry somebody you just sleep with? Those are two different things. If you married your friend, you can tell him. support all your hustle. But in a situation whereby you're not really friends with him and he's not understanding when he has to do with money, one day forget it. You keep it to yourself and tell somebody that will back you up. That's it.
Thank you very much as a husband. Thank you. Okay.
And, that's a balanced view from a guy.
And he aligns with what Leslie said earlier. The dynamics in the relationship. Are you friends? As in husband and a wife. Oche, carry on.
Okay. So that brings me to the final point. One thing I know that women hardly tell their men is when they fall out of love with him.
Oh.
Yes.
Auntie, do you agree with that? I don't think my big sis will say yes to that.
If I'll be like, love, wait. I'll be right back, guys. Just...
Okay.
But I thought that is easy for men to
what was the question?
A woman falls out of love, is it not easy for a man to see?
Okay, go ahead. Auntie didn't get it.
Okay, Auntie, I said that one of the things I know that women would hardly tell their partner is when they fall out of love with him.
Why will that be hard?
Okay, so you would tell.
I'm just saying, I don't like to say important things like that when we're quarreling. So I make sure that we're both calm. I just say I don't like you the way I used to like you.
That is still that one day.
Okay? We start like that.
I don't like the way you touch me. And he's gonna.
I don't like the way you touch me. Oh, don't be touching me like that. In fact, the way you even say good morning service is annoying me. But I tell you that one 3 times. You say we know now.
Yeah, but I will tell you. What I'm trying to say is, you tell your mom outright, I don't love you anymore.
Yeah. Okay. It's
you look in his eyes and say that it is tough.
It's not tough. Let me tell you something. When you love, you can like somebody and not love somebody. You can love somebody and like it's all very complicated. Yeah. You can be with somebody for a long time and you grow apart.
Okay.
So sometimes your actions actually speak for you. You don't have to say it. It's not a matter of telling the person after I don't love you. You can't just say that to anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
But the same way, even when you tell somebody, I love you. Yeah, even when you tell somebody I love you, you don't just wake up one day and say I love you like that now. It's your actions will lead to that.
No, actually, it's easy to say. People say I love you every minute.
No, they just say
I don't love you that they don't say.
They say that when they want something. They just say that when they want something. If somebody, bye, have a good time. When people genuinely love you, they work towards it, and then they tell you, and then you understand what they're talking about. When somebody just be in the nightclub and says, "Oh, I danced with you once," I say, "I love you." What is that? Just say you want to sleep with me. Which is I love you inside.
Okay.
Different things.
Okay, that's fine.
I believe love is action. It's not even about what. So if somebody loves you, you know. The way they treat you, the way they make you feel, you know. And when it stops, you will know. Well,
I agree. Yeah. But at the same time, when a woman says, the funny thing, I don't know, but I feel it's in general with women. When they're fighting,
somebody is, can you guys mute who's talking?
I said, Pam, if a woman is fighting you all the time and she says, "Oh, you didn't do this, oh, you didn't do that," she still loves you.
Because she cares.
The truth is that the moment she stops fighting you, she's past caring. And she will not come out to say, "I don't love you anymore." She just keeps quiet. And if you like, turn the house upside down, she wouldn't bother. I don't know if Chris, would you like to say something to this effect? Do you think women would actually tell a man if they've stopped loving him? I strongly believe that they wouldn't.
Okay, please, can I say something before? Can I say something before you guys? Can I say something before you guys?
If he asks you, but you wouldn't come and tell him outright. You maybe if from talk to talk, you're having a conversation, and he says, "The way you're behaving these days," that's when you blot out, "Yes, because I love Ozenge."
Yeah,
So something prompted it. But just like you would wake him up, or you would say, "There's something I'd like to talk about. I don't like the way that these bills are going. For next month, I would like us to do things this way. I would like to make a list and stuff." When you stop loving him, you're not going to have that conversation. That's something prompts it. So, Martha, you wanted to say something.
Oche, I want to say something. I think men and women, their way of communicating when it comes to this context is quite different. Yeah. There are things that women cannot outrightly just come and say, I'm out of love with you, or I don't love you anymore, or I want to, or they'll just come and meet them and say, I need sex, I want to sex. Women, they are kind of, women are more of, how would I put it, actually, like body language kind of human beings. It's easier for a man to just come up and say, you know what, this is not working, I'm not in love. But for a woman so for me, I just feel like if a woman checks out, saying the same thing. If a woman checks out in love, like checks out that she's not in love, if she's not telling you, it's not like she's not, it's not their nature, right? So it should be the man. Most men know. When a woman checks out, most men just see that, man, is like, this woman no day, man, you know, they with me, like in love anymore. I think God has just made it that way that men picks it up. Even it's when action. the woman doesn't have to sit down with the man to say, I want to discuss something with you. What I want to tell you is that I'm not in love anymore. It's not nature of the women, for me. Even men. So the action thing comes up from that, is from there, from action. And especially, one thing I just want to highlight is, when it comes to things like this, women build up. Where woman will not wake up one day, maybe Monday, the man annoyed you, Friday, you say, I'm out of work. Things build up for a woman. By the time you see a woman saying, I've checked out, man, if you calculate, it's 10 years or 5 years of accumulation of a lot of stuff. So the man will be able, I don't know, but I'm just talking about, I'm not a man anyway, but the man should be able to calculate, like look at all those things that he has been doing. He can infer from that to say, yeah, I think this woman has checked out. I think it's the nature of men to just know that.
Thank you, Martha. I'd like a guy to say something.
You've got Chris there, you've got Ike, Feto Kerk is there.
I mentioned Chris is at work. So I'm going to ask
Ike Abasi.
Ike Abasi.
He came here. He hasn't been here in 2-3 weeks.
Ike, I don't know if you're listening. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. He said he can't talk.
Okay. Okay. So I wanted to say the final thing, Sha. Women don't tell men the real reason they married them.
That's true. I know that one.
Yeah, because there are 1,001 reasons why we eventually ended up with you.
After why you got them? After is nothing so well.
I won't tell you. So Faith, how do you feel about that? Faith Okereke, is he listening? Or he can't talk? It's like all the men came with their mouths gauged.
I tell you, mommy is here.
The women, this is the women.
Good afternoon. No, say the question again. Good afternoon, all.
Hello,
Chris. Chris.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I know you're at work.
Sorry, I've been doing a lot of things at the same time, but I've been listening. So.
Oh, they ask him again.
No, I said that a woman would not tell you the real reasons why she married you. How does that make you feel?
Oh boy.
Among the things we don't tell our men, that is one of them.
I don't think my wife has told me the reason why she married me.
She will never tell you, don't worry.
But normally, not be men come to for you now.
Yeah, but there's something that made you agree. Something
because made you get married. Is there another thing? I think most of us is because
people get married for different reasons.
That's true. I know the reason. I know the reason I got married when I did. Yes.
Why? Can you explain to me? Because I don't know.
If I tell you, not here. Are you mad? That's one of those things we don't talk about. And you're talking about it.
Those are some of the things we don't talk about.
Oche, can you share yours?
Are you serious?
Yeah, but if you married a 17, 20-year-old Chris.
Me too, me too.
That Chris has evolved. Maybe, I think, in that early stages, my sense of, from what she told me, I didn't know if it's true. They can tell you anything. Style, my sense of style
everything. But I don't think over a period of time, in the course of a marriage, that's actually what, because all those things will begin to, win in that person's eyes, but we just get into it and then discover reasons, why we like that person also, and build on that. There might be a multiple things, now if she give her the opportunity, will she marry me? Will she choose me? Well, that's for her to answer.
She might still choose you, but she won't tell us why.
Well, I don't have to.
We don't
have to jump into that conclusion. I leave it for her to do, because if you
can I say something after Chris?
Yeah. If you ask me also, we might have to reevaluate. You put everything in the basket and said, okay, all things considered, I will still, make the same choice. So that's
I'll consider you.
Yeah.
That's
Can I say something? Yes, Ataibo, yeah, you're right. I think in the Nigerian context, most of us don't actually marry because of love. Few people do, yeah, and they, yeah, and if most people who do, they marry very late, because of the Nigerian economic situation. But I think most of us marry because we are at the time that we need to marry, like the guys are ready to marry, they pick whoever, it's on their top choices. The women also do that. So for most Nigerians, not everybody, for most Nigerians, I think it's because it's time for you to get married, and you're like, okay, like some of the boxes are checked, the important boxes are checked for you, at least he has a job, he has a house or whatever, and you marry. So I don't know there's a hidden agenda for us to marry men, because most times, let me finish, because most times the men actually come for us. It's not as if we go and chase the men around and everything, yeah, for them, like I said, the ones some people marry for love in Nigeria, but they marry late, because most times people who marry for love marry late, because both of them have, like, they are economic situated and everything, they have jobs and they can take care of themselves, and then they get they date and they marry. But most times in our, we marry because we are ready to marry. Somebody came at the right time, and that's what I feel. So for me, there was no hidden agenda. I even say no. I even say no multiple times.
That's the thing. Ataibo said she ran out of excuses to say no.
Yeah, I said no, and everybody was like, "He's the best for you. He's the best for you." You know how in Nigeria, like 10 people be coming for your hand in marriage at the same time. Everybody supported.
The bell, and all of them came.
Yeah. And I was an only girl, and I was okay. Like I said last time, Leslie said I wasn't wild, but I was just out there. My mother felt she needed me to, get married and stuff like that. So.
Yeah,
for me, there was no hidden agenda. I don't think mine, because it's been coming 3 years. I finally said yes, because everybody wanted me to get married, and I got married. That was it. For me, I don't think there's a hidden agenda for most Nigerians. I can say that, at least for my friends that I know intimately. I don't think there's a hidden agenda. It's just to get married and have kids, nothing else.
Let me say one thing on sorry if I may, on the issue of your wife, coming to you and say, hey, I don't love you anymore. I look at it, depending on the context. If you call me and sit me down, that we'll have something to discuss, and you said, Chris, man, this thing I've been going through thinking, and I found out that I didn't love you anymore. My question would be, what next? Because it's an invitation to file divorce. You can't tell me you don't love me anymore without sincerity. And then that would deflect me, and where do we go from there? So you don't say it and remain in that relationship. But if we are fighting and you say, I don't love you anymore, go away, that one is, you just overlook it and go. I say, after all, I don't love you too. We just give it to each other. But calling a section that you don't love me anymore, I'll ask you, what next do you want us to do? Do you want us to?
That's the what next is what we avoided.
So it's very serious. And once you tell me that, I would like, because women don't just make careless comments. Sometimes we are mad that our wives are cheating, not because of the cheating itself, sex or whatever. It's all the thoughts, all the emotions that go into it. But guys can just go there and do something and the next day
and
forget it. So that's why.
So Chris, can I understand something? So it's okay for us to step away without having emotions. Just do and go. Is that
no, we're not saying. I'm just trying to explain that situation. That when a woman said something,
I'm just messing with you.
So when you come and tell me, Chris, you don't love me anymore, depending on the context, it's a very serious matter. Is there anything we can do to build it back, or is it all for you? If it's all, you go. And then I've heard you guys talking about business when you have a business interest. There is something, Leslie said. If that thing is meant to be secret, it's a secret. One, I don't discuss my wife, even my father. Whoever is my best friend, say, oh, my wife's boobs. No, I don't do that, or any of the friends. It's a very sacred area. It's not something to be discussed. And then if I have a business interest for a woman, the first thing you ask yourself is, if anything happens, who do the authorities call?
Exactly.
You come into my room and I can't breathe. You call me, who is the next of kin? Like, I'll give you an instance with, there are things my wife does. I said, look, I don't care what you do. You don't have to tell me, because maybe when you tell me, you think I will advise you. I'm very conservative. That's where we see, but I'm trying to do the best for you. But exactly. if you try to do things and you don't tell me, when the chips are down, if I don't come there, they won't let it go.
At all. Thank you.
Have my name. So when you get into business, I don't care what it is. Consider it, because you might go in, you don't come out. Most men have lost, things because they don't tell their partner. So when they just go to bed, they don't wake up, and something happens to them. But if you have their assets, you just keep it where it is. So that's why I said you have to weigh. You don't have to, your partner, it's your wife or your husband is your best. I don't care what's going on.
To me, it's common sense, period. Yeah.
If you don't think you can tell that person, what are we doing?
You don't need to be with them.
What are we doing? I cook for you, you eat. I can poison. So you have to have a kind of trust. I go out there, hang with my friends. We might do a threesome. That's just for emphasis. I don't come back and say, hey, wifey, look at what we did. It stays there. But if my friend got a new whip or something like that, I say, oh, this guy got a new ride, and all, depending on the context. So you should consider your partner as your friend. I know sometimes we're afraid they might use it against us. But there are things, all those adventures. No, you don't have to tell your partner necessarily, but there are things you say to your partner. You might not like his advice, or her advice, but you start from there. And there's a reason why in law they have a spousal privilege. That anything you tell your wife cannot, your partner cannot use. So there's a reason for that. So it gives you the freedom and the leeway to be open to your partner, even if he or she ends up using it against you. But hey, so that's
it is what it is.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Good talk, Chris.
Thank you. I know, Ben, do you agree totally to what Chris says, or do you have a varied view? And I'll tell you why. It's because when I'm rounding up, I want people to have a consensus on this matter, or if we've got varied views on allowing women, partners, to keep their secrets once it's their secrets. Let's wait for whenever it comes out. Let it come out then.
I didn't get what Chris was saying, because today is my birthday. I've been receiving series of calls.
Okay.
So
okay.
I go off and come back.
Ben, in a nutshell, what Chris said is, if it's your secret with your friend, you can keep it, fine? But at the end of the day, especially when it comes to that business section where you have a business venture with your friend.
Finance. Yeah.
If the chips are down, then that chips going down in this case could be, in case of that the next of kin will always be a spouse somehow, not all the time now anyway. But that's when that person that you've been hiding it from will eventually find out. That's what he's saying. So some aspect of it we can keep, as in you and your friend, make gonna do the Ramiba and keep it to one side. Yeah?
Keep on one side, no wahala.
But you find that I know it will hurt you, I know. Oche hasn't told you some things, but it's okay. In the absence of anything.
She told me everything.
Ben, if I may, Ben, happy
but
birthday.
if I want to ask something,
happy birthday, Ben.
Chris, thank you so much.
And Leslie, good to see you. Les, my man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, they have to, Abby. They have to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mazi, I greet you. Mazi, I greet you.
They're off school.
Okay, Martha wants to ask a question. Mama.
No, I said, is this also, I mean, you know, there are some, especially women, you know, that they have some bank accounts somewhere. They've even built houses that their husband are not aware of, you know. And in that context, I know that one is going to be a lot of debate, but should the woman tell her spouse or let her spouse know what's going on?
You're very surprised. There's no debate. Uncle Chris just rounded it up. Whether you say it or not, when the chips are down, somebody will always know.
Yes,
but personally,
yes.
Personally, I think who said something? Who said something?
Let me say why I threw that question was because there's this scenario. Is a friend of mine, and one day the mom, we grew up together as like our childhood friend then. So the mom was sweeping the parlor then, what we call parlor,
living room,
cleaning the cupboard. You know those days cupboard that used to be in the parlor where you put all those stuffs like.
And the television sits on that cupboard.
Yeah, so cut the story short. This my friend, they are 5. Their parents had them 5 siblings. So she ran into those documents and she found out that none of her and the children were in the will. The will her own husband prepared.
Martha, let's go a step backward, please. She found a copy of the will in that cupboard.
Yes, prepared by her
which
own husband,
which is very rare.
Husband.
That copy should be with the lawyer. I don't know why that one is. Okay, go ahead.
Original is with the lawyer, apparently. And some people don't do
go ahead. Let's see.
Can't even listen, wicked man. It happens, though. It happens.
Martha, go ahead.
She found the document, whether it's a copy or original, but she ran into a document that she opened it and found out that her husband, everything was willed to her husband's brother. And they have 2 girls and 3 boys. So none was even willed to the woman, to the sons, to the daughters, and everything. And as at then, this my friend's father used to be ambassador to one of the country, which I will mention then, as at those days in the 80s, 90s, right? So the woman was furious. So she confronted him, and the guy didn't have any explanation. So it's as if like he made up his mind that is what it is, or that's how it's going to happen. So from that time in the 80s, 90s, of course, then we were still, I'm not sure, I'm yet to enter state university. From then till up to in the 2000, this lady secretly was doing some stuff. That's the mother to my friend. So cut the story short, by the time the guy was already old, in his 80s, the woman has done a lot of stuff. I won't go into details. Stuff includes like, building up things for her children, building up, using whatever thing she can to do whatever thing she can. You understand what I'm there. So, and when the guy found out, he took her to court. So in this context now, is the woman wrong for doing those stuff? Because it was when the shit hit the fan that this woman started digging up what happened in the 80s when she ran into that document. So, but of course, people didn't know what happened in the 80s. So, but the cocoa was just that the woman now was, the people were saying she was doing this behind the man, and the man was not aware. So would you say the woman is wrong doing all this stuff.
Sorry.
Because when you say let people keep quiet, let people don't tell their spouse, let people.
Martha, let me say something about this, right? It clearly confirms the relationship between these people. They were not getting on. So again, this Mr. Man may have observed all of this, knew that the wife was doing her own thing, carrying on with her own investment, and decided, I am cutting you off. You know, there are so many.
No, he cut off the kids too, Ifoma. The kids too.
Yeah,
she said the wife and kids. Everything was going to his brother.
Let me, if I may come in, let me know.
That is so wrong.
From the story, the man did what he did before the woman was.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, when we were small.
Exactly.
The man was foolish. I don't know the whole facts,
Very
but
foolish.
He was foolish to have gone to sue the wife for all those things. But let me say this: there and then the marriage was dead, because this man could. The way I see it, it might not necessarily be factually true, but this man could poison the wife and the children. Why would you do that kind of thing? That's when I will end a marriage, or that's when I would have checked out from him. Even the children, you will lose them for even doing that. So the woman did the right thing, but like I said, we don't know. There's always two sides to it, so you don't know what made that man to disinherit his children. That's a very tough thing too.
It happens.
Yeah, so we don't know the circumstances. We don't know who the man is. We don't know who it's still happening today.
Yes.
Some men die. Some men die, and there must have been something that led to that man doing that thing.
Men die, and the brothers chase the women and the children out of the house. They don't have.
Auntie wants to say something. Auntie, go ahead.
Very mean. It's very mean. Anyway.
Auntie, you're on mute.
Stupid, not even stupidity.
But Oga Chris, sorry, I just want to highlight it to what you just said. This thing, even if let's even say it happened in the 80s, right? I have a relation just this 2021 that ended, 2021, that they live in Europe. She discovered that her husband built house in Owerri and Port Harcourt. They live in Europe. So she didn't know until it was just running into someone that she found out that this is Onyegina Binolo, like as in live in the house. So what I'm saying is some things can.
Martha, is something as our topic today? Share partners keeping some things away from their partners.
I don't mean to drag this issue, but Ati, just if you will indulge me, let me say this to MM. The thing is this, maybe by virtue of what I do, I've come across both sides of the equation in all this. Sometimes men, do those things in good faith. Because if I come home and tell my wife, look, I have $5,000, and then she wants to do something tomorrow, I tell her, we don't have money. She will say, what about the $5,000? So sometimes men keep this money for the benefit of the wife, but they don't want this money to be like, okay, we're not going to spend it, it's all gone. That might be, no, hold on. That might be their mentality, because you can't go into the heart of men to know what they're doing. Sometimes they operate that way. If I have a property, if I'm doing something I didn't want to tell my wife, what the property, is it in whose name? Where is the paper? If the paper is in my house, and when I'm writing a will, my will covers that and it goes to my children, to my wife, then there is no foul play here. I just wanted to do those things for the interest so that it doesn't get interfered.
Exactly.
So, but if I'm doing it and then I'm using my brother, my mother, my, every other thing besides my children and my wife as the beneficiary, as those things goes today, there is a malice. I have a hidden agenda. Okay, so we have to, look at the facts and the context before we, but why would you disinherit your children? So there are most tactical reasons. Sometimes it didn't materialize. I have a friend here, I don't know if he's still going through, issues with the wife. Now the wife wants to eat into all the properties because the guy did nothing. he just decided, like he said, I no longer love you. For Akata people, if I may use that word, marriage has an expiring date. The woman just said, I don't want it anymore. And then all the things that the guy is doing, you know, loving family and all those things, the wife now wants all the things. And the guy is broken. So there are reasons why people do all these things, but I wouldn't be getting properties without my wife doing, and then putting my brothers, they will all be to the benefit of my family. And if that is to the benefit of my family, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's why I look at it. But everything depends on the circumstances and the
exactly. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Barrister, please.
Auntie, can you say
the relationship?
Can I say something about the property?
Okay. Property. Whose voice is that? Hold on one moment. Let Ati speak. Because we have to round up. We're not having an overtime today. Are we? No. Ati, go ahead then.
Okay, I'll just say this quickly. When I got married, shortly after I got married, I realized that my husband married me for different reasons. So I bought the property. Well, I bought the property that we moved in, and I bought another property, and I did not tell him. And my friends were, no, what the Lord has joined together, blah, 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 blah. I said, I live with this man and I know what his intentions are. He's a thief. And I'm not insulting, I'm just describing his actions.
That's different, yeah.
And I'll tell you this now because 15 years down the line, he applied for a divorce and asked for financial settlement for me. And I've got 2 children for him. So sometimes when things happen, you can see, you're in the relationship, you can tell where it's going to go. So you know what to say and what not to say, what to keep as a secret and what to keep as a... My family knew about the property. Everybody, my friends knew about the property. He did not know. So even the one he knows, he wants to take. You know, so sometimes like I said, I'll can talk about myself and what my situation was. You know, I don't know what happens to other people, but if you know that whoever you've married will not even consider your own children that you've had with him, will not give them priority over himself, then you need to take action. No matter how drastic it is, you need to take action.
You're exactly right.
If he has to leave the face of the earth, he will leave the face of the earth. That's all I have to say, yeah.
Sorry, if you don't mind me coming in here just very quickly. I know there was someone else who was trying to say talk. What I'm trying to say is I have a very good friend here in Bristol, who owns a very, very, very successful transporting business. Now, when he did his will, he willed everything to a trust, not to his wife and children. And the reason why he did that is because of the fact is how the mechanics of that thing worked out was that in the UK, we have what we call inheritance tax. So if I die and I have a £150,000, a house that I will to my children, the government, even after I've paid all the taxes and blah, blah, blah while I was alive, as soon as it goes on there, a certain percentage will go to government because
that's understandable. Trust is understandable.
Now, my point is, from what the lady described here, she described a very fragmented relationship, and and which brings me to the point which I was trying to make. When it comes to information, you have to be aware. I said something about being pragmatic. There's a point where that information can become a weapon. It can be weaponized. So you have a situation, you have a disagreement with your husband, and he goes like, okay, after all, your friend did this because you told him. Now he's weaponized that information against you. Likewise, in this scenario that the lady described, because we are not we're not that privy to all the dynamics of that whole transaction, what could have transpired. What if the children were not his? What if there was something grievous that had happened in the past that made that man take that line of action? Whether he thought it through or he didn't think it through. What if he decided to do a temporary thing with the hope of having to change it in the future? You might not get to know. But my point is, when it comes to information, whether it is a secret, whether it is just a casual information, you have to be pragmatic. Whatever my wife has to information between her and her friends, whatever discussed, I don't need to know about it. I mustn't know about it. Okay, I don't have to put her under pressure to say, come and tell me. She doesn't need to tell me. You get my point? That is her decision. And even if she decides to share that information with me, I will be the dumbest fool to go and share it with somebody else. then at that point in time, I'm not doing the right thing. I have to be pragmatic. There are people's information which I have about them that my wife will never know. She doesn't need to know. It doesn't mean that I don't love her or I don't trust her, blah, blah, blah. Forget that. It's because she is not supposed to know. And if she has to know, whoever that gave me that information will say, oh, yeah, I'm happy for you to share it with your wife. But other than that, she doesn't need to know. And, we don't have to be very, emotional about, simple common sense issues. That's my point.
In rounding up, please, we are 20 minutes over our standard hour show. I guess if I say that amidst every relationship, the individuals involved still have their lives and should still maintain their secrecy, if I'm allowed to say that. So don't take offense if you find out, I don't even know why you're going to find out. That's when it leaks, that your partner is keeping a secret for their friend. For God's sake, that friend is your partner's friend, not your friend. Maybe she has been a family friend along the line. Please, please, please understand it that way. And again, even if you're in that relationship where you see yourselves as twins, like I've heard stories like that. Me and my partner were just like twins story. And your friends, twins still keep their secrets. I know twins, and one person tells me something, I said the other one doesn't know. They're still twins. So if you have that, your twins, please respect your friendship with your friends, respect your conversations with them, and keep it for them. Clearly, there are things we don't say. There are things we don't tell our partners, not because we don't love them, not because we are planning evil, but because that information does not belong to them. It belongs to yourself and the other person. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of today's show. And this show just has brought us so many things. We've been worried about. Remember, we've been trying to do a show on will. That will still come along the line. We'll get experts.
We did season 2. We did season 2
on will writing.
Yeah, okay. Not will, like everything that has.
So on will is specific. We'll talk about will and get experts to give more info and how things work. But again, my personal view is inheritance should stop. It's causing a lot of trouble in the world. Let everybody work hard.
Because people don't do it well. People don't do it well.
Don't rely on what you will gain from somebody when they pass on. At the end of the day, you didn't even take care of that person. At the end of, you weren't even friends with that person, but you're aiming. When the person dies, I'll get this, I'll get that. Anyway, that's by the way. Thank you very much for being a part of today's show. It's been awesome. It's been interesting. And please share our pages, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's very important. Very, 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 very important. I'll be harassing people personally to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thanks again to Chibuzo. Chibuzo is one of our viewers. After the show last weekend, she called me and said, Ify, your subscribers you have 183 subscribers. And before weekend, you get 200. Just that same night, we hit 202, something like that. She was just hounding her friends. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. It's a good show. Please join us to make it a big one. We've been around for over a year and we're loud, but I think people are not hearing us too well. Please help us. We love you and want to grow. Want to share the message. It's a casual affair and we're enjoying it and very informative. Thank you. And we'll see you.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care. That young girl is in Jamaica.
Enjoy.
Relaxing in Jamaica. And we're here. We're jealous.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, who is that?
Ubulu United.
Ubulu.
Very
I saw him
interesting.
coming. I wasn't sure if he was Wayo or not.
Thank you very much.
Very interesting conversation.
Thank you. And Uncle Tio joined us. I thought, wow, thank you, Uncle Tio. Thanks for remembering us once again. You still always be there. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you. We love you all, and we'll see you next week, same time.
Where you from come out? Where you from come out?
If I'm going to overtime,
I know you came in late, but I'll send you the link.
If I'm give me back I'll stay overtime a little bit if some people wants to stay.
Yeah. So we've got Chika came in late. You missed that. It was just an interesting one. It was.
Hi, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
If you don't worry, I'll return still here in case you want to.
Ijoma, hi.
Hi. Sorry, I'm using my phone. I can't see everybody.
BB.
Who said hi?
BB, let me wave.